So I've been going back and forth on whether or not to film a video to wrap up Tome Topple because it's going to be kind of a boring wrap up, and I decided, why not? So here I am. Tome Topple went on for 2 weeks this time around, and I am in the biggest reading slump I think I've ever been in since I learned how to read. I would say. I don't think I've ever had such a hard time in my entire life. So you can see where this is going already. I started off Tome Topple. I decided to read Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. And this book took me about a week and a half of the 2 weeks to read. I did really like it. Like, the beginning started a little bit on the slower. I was like, what in the world are we doing? Come on, let's go. And then, you know, in here, these parts, like closer to the end, it got really good. And then I was like, ooh, yay, I like to read again. I like to read again. And then something happened, and I was like, you know, dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow, like total, like, you can't do that. Leigh, you cannot do what you did. And it totally bummed me out, and I didn't like it, and I wasn't happy, and I docked a whole star for that. So for those who don't know, this is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. It is set in the Grishaverse, the same universe as, now I can't remember what the name of the books are. Do read those books first, because these books take place later in that world, and there are some mentions of some of the people that were in the first trilogy, Rune and Rising, those books. So yes. So that's like an added little like, ooh, in the book. The first book is a heist novel, and this one is also to an extent, and I like those aspects of it. And it is also set from multiple people's points of view, which I thought worked very well. And this book, even though it's, you know, a thick book, really only takes place over like a week or two, so you know, you kind of really know what everyone is doing, and there's lots of conning and lots of cool stuff like that, which I like very much. And I really wish I hadn't been just so slumpy while I was reading it, because I probably would have enjoyed it a whole lot more. And it is a fantasy novel, obviously. I'm not explaining this very well today. You're just gonna have to deal with it. So I liked it. I ended up giving it 4 stars, even though it took me most of the readathon to read. And then, because I wanted to read an adult book as well, I said, ooh, let me pick up The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. You know, because I read the flap. It looked really good. And I DNF'd this. Around page 50, I just could not take it anymore. Like, this should have been a book that I loved, and I did not like it at all and had no desire to read. I don't know if it's because of my slumpiness or if it was just the way it was written. I don't know, but I can say that this is several days later. It's like a week later, and I have no desire to ever pick this book up again. That 50 pages could probably have been condensed into 10. And it's really funny because it's supposed to be a gripping page turner. And she's on the run, but it was like almost too detailed on the run, and to the point where it was boring. And I was waiting for something to happen, and things weren't happening. I couldn't. So I am getting this off the pile. It is going. Then I picked up a library book, Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray. This is a science fiction novel. And this one I'm going to send back to the library, but with intentions of maybe getting it at a different time. Again, it's the attack of the reading slump, and I was just not in the mood for this right now. I think it has the potential to be very good. It is about Earth is at war with another planet, Genesis, because Earth is basically destroyed and you know, a lot of people had gone to this planet Genesis, but they're at war with each other, and our protagonist lives on Genesis, and she's a fighter pilot. He is a machine, like a humanoid machine that was stranded near Genesis in the wars. And things are supposed to happen, they're supposed to meet, and things are supposed to happen. But I will admit, I was like a little bit creeped out because I sense there might be a love aspect that might go on between the human and the humanoid, like, robot thing. And like, he's been trapped in space for 30 years. Like, there was like an age thing too. There was like a little bit, I was like, no, I need to put this down because things are not going very well. Plus, it's the first book in some sort of series, and I just really don't feel like starting a series where the first book is coming out and I have to wait. Like, if I like it, I just want to read it. So it's going back to the library. It could potentially be good, but things weren't sitting well with me at the time, so it's going back. It was not happening to read a second book. I tried. So I only finished Crooked Kingdom, and I basically DNF'd 2 books after that. And things are kind of looking up now, again, a week later, but April is not shaping up to be a very great reading month for me, and I really hope I get out of this slump soon because I don't like it at all. So maybe one of these days Tome Topple will fall at a time when I actually am in like a great reading mood and can like totally go through tons of over 500 pages books. But again, for round 3, that did not happen. So I will talk to y'all later and hopefully have more to talk about than I did this time around. And I hope you're reading a good book and you're having a better month than me. So I will talk to you later. Bye.